Hi everyone, welcome to the Stay Hungry podcast. Today we're going to be chatting about the importance of organic content. Andy, long time since you've heard that tune.
I'm so happy. Can I hear it again? Or does that mean...
Do you want to know something?
You love fiddling with knobs? On the mixer.
Depends whose.
Start off.
I can tell you're back on the podcast. So, someone's criticised the intro song.
Was it wrong?
Says it's not very Codebreak.
They're wrong.
Says it's not metal enough, was their exact words.
Well, I think my heavy metal days are well behind me.
Yeah, but B's pretty heavy metal. You can't say anything, she might listen.
Who said that? Oh, we can't name them.
Do you want to know something else?
Go on. We're here to talk about why organic marketing is important, but not as important as your paid for marketing.
Yes, but I've got
we'll get to that.
two big pieces of news before that. One, we've secured a production and distribution studio for the Stay Hungry podcast. That means that they're probably going to edit the shit out of our podcasts, and our previously 1 hour podcasts will be about 20 minutes.
Oh, is that ABC Podcast in Peckham?
Yeah, that's them, yeah.
They're underrated, I think.
Sydney, Peckham, New York, I think is on the yeah. And the other bit of news, our book, and this makes me feel arrogant, but it's a bestseller in the UK, the US, and Australia.
Can I go to Australia now?
Probably not at the moment. Is it in? No, they're not letting people in.
Is that one of the countries we can go to if they don't want us?
I imagine so. I think that's the case with most countries outside of pandemics.
Well, I can't go.
We're allowed, but they don't want us.
Well, I can't go there with my family anyway, because my eldest daughter says that 9 out of the 10 of the world's top deadliest animals live in Australia, so she won't go there.
And Chuck Norris lives in America.
Okay, 8 out of the top 10.
No, he's the 10th.
Right, organic marketing, Joel.
Yeah.
What about? So on the back of the book, which, I mean, just the feedback from that's been brilliant, and I'm so glad we finally got round to writing it. It's been a long time. We've been planning, haven't we?
I mean, we've been threatening a book of some sort for maybe 6-7 years, pre-Codebreak.
Yeah. And book 2 is already in the pipeline, so keep your eyes peeled for that one. But quite a few people have asked on the back of the first book that obviously a lot of our focus in terms of helping businesses is on paid for advertising, about reaching into your pocket, finding an ad budget, and obviously doing it correctly, targeting the right people through the right platforms, but using paid for advertising. Whereas a lot of businesses, they still try and do everything on organic. Now, I want to make clear that organic marketing, your organic content, is still important, but the results we've seen for clients, it's because we look at organic marketing as there to supplement and complement the paid for work. It's not to be done instead of.
Yeah.
But someone sees your ad, they think, oh, look at this Joel bloke. He's got a book out. That looks cool. I'll go and check him out on social. Oh, last posted like 3 weeks ago, or he posts shit. You've lost a sale.
Yeah.
So it's important.
I mean, we were discussing the power of organic content this morning, and prime example, someone who we get on really well with, are fortunate to get on really well with, had a copy of our book, and she shared a picture of herself reading our book. We engaged with that to say thank you, and somebody else saw it and thought, oh, I fancy reading that book. They bought the book, they really enjoyed the book, they booked a discovery call with us, and chances are we're going to be working together in the future. That's the power of organic content when it's done well, and leveraging your organic content. Something that you reference a lot, and I reference slightly less so, but did put it in a video yesterday, is...
You nicking my ideas again?
No, I think you stole it off me, put it in a script for me to say, so that's cool. Is posting a fluffy picture of a bunny and saying Happy Easter at Easter. Unless you're selling fluffy bunnies or Easter eggs, isn't going to make the boat go faster. That's the type of organic content that's lazy and is copying everybody else.
I've just had one egg this year, by the way.
You got one? That's one more than me.
Did you get... How did I buy you an egg?
No.
What did you get you for Easter then?
We don't do Easter. We cooked a Moroccan lamb together.
Right.
We're cultured.
It's not chocolate, is it?
Caitlin bought us some Easter chocolate.
Did she?
Yeah, Reese's Pieces.
Oh,
chocolate eggs.
God, yes, of course I went on and ordered a load of Reese's Pieces, and now my youngest daughter's addicted to them. Don't look at the calorie thing, but they're really nice. Anyway, sorry, what are you talking about?
Don't know, something about...
Oh,
organic
fluffy
content.
bunnies.
Yeah. Don't just copy everyone else's. Don't jump on the latest hype train. Don't... And this is a sore point for me right now. Don't watch a video on Instagram and then exactly copy it for your LinkedIn and think people won't realise.
It's just... There's no malice behind it. It's just a bit lazy. And if you're, I don't know, an accountancy firm and it's Easter time and you're going to find a picture of an Easter egg and wish everyone a happy Easter, no, it's not the end of the world. But there's probably something more original you can do, something more on brand you can do. Or, to be honest, most of the time, actually, go and spend that time with your kids instead. Don't bother doing a post, because all it will do is blend in with all the other bloody pictures of fluffy bunnies and Easter eggs. You're not adding anything different to the mix. Be different. Be disruptive. Say fuck Easter.
Fuck Easter.
Oh, God, my mum's going to be listening to this again. He gets told off.
Andy's back, the real Andy. So, we were saying that what if Codebreak did Easter?
I don't know what to do because we're being filmed this time, aren't we?
Why don't you lie like a chaise lounge?
I mean, I've got very long legs. They're just about...
Yeah, I'm struggling to get my legs bloody in the situation.
Look like bloody Ronnie Corbett.
Now, yeah. I'm completely off track now. So what's like some really good examples of organic content that you've seen? Put you on the spot. Oh,
God, that has put me on the spot. I like repurposed content. So I like... So the worst number in marketing is 1. We know that. So if you've got something good to shout about, you don't want to post about it once in one format on one platform.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you spam people either, but just by saying the same shit in the same format on the same platform over and over again. So I like things where you can see, I don't know, maybe a video about a certain subject. Mm-hmm. And then you also talk about that certain subject a different way on maybe a different platform. And then, so I don't know, you post a blog on Facebook on Monday, and then maybe you pick out 2 or 3 of the most salient quotes from that blog, and what's the matter?
Someone turned off the aircon and I'm dying.
Oh, really? I wonder what you're doing then, like flapping around.
I'm so warm.
Take your hoodie off then.
Why did they turn off the aircon?
Well, so the sound doesn't...
Well, we've got directional microphones, they're mental.
Oh, well, that's a shame, because I'm just right temperature-wise.
You're half Indian.
And what's that mean, Joel?
Chances are you're more prepared for warm weather than I am.
Yes. I was born in Bangor.
Got an interesting story about Bangor, not suitable for the podcast.
And let's face it, we have had someone work for our company whose thermostat at home was on 26. So,
well, I feel like that's the situation we're in right now.
I totally forgot what I was talking about now. Oh yeah, so repurposing content. That's my favourite organic content, where you can like turn one good bit of news into different pieces of news on different platforms.
Oh, that's really eloquently put.
You put me off by flapping your bloody
hood about. Yeah, like you might have filmed a podcast and then you turn that into a microcast and you turn it into a video trailer and you turn it into a short video and you turn it into a long video and you turn it into an Instagram post and you turn it into a Reels and a TikTok and...
No, not TikTok.
Yeah, right. You're just showing your age. And now you've put me off my flow. Essentially... There's no reason from one video you couldn't create 15 pieces of content.
Yeah. If you're going to spend time on organic content, and again, if you're spending money on ads, you do need to look after your organic content. Make sure you're milking it, basically. There's still that fear that, I mustn't post about that more than once in case someone doesn't like it. It's like, I mustn't email because I've already emailed once this month. Someone might unsubscribe from my emails.
Yeah.
That's just... Now, again, there are ways of doing it because you don't want to be... If you're sending 3 emails a day and all they're doing is sell, shouting, buy my stuff, yeah, of course people are going to get pissed off and unsubscribe. But if you're informing people on a good frequency, so enough frequency to actually remember who you are, and people unsubscribe, they're doing you a favour. They're cleaning your database.
Yeah. And if it seems authentic, so you're genuinely being your true self, and then people either love it or hate it, that's fine. That's okay. There's nothing worse than people sort of trying to tailor what they put out because they think it's what their audience want to hear.
Or are scared. I think fear is massively underrated in in small to medium-sized business marketing that think, oh, what someone might say. Now, of course, if you've got some really dodgy ideas and ethics, keep them to yourself. But otherwise, it's just a real shame when people are like, oh, I'm launching a service that will really help people, but I don't want to shout about it too much. Or I've done this and it really helped someone, but I don't want to talk about it too much. It's, yeah, you can be humble about it, but you don't want to be the world's best kept secret.
Yeah, no.
Confident but humble. Where do we get that from?
Must be one of our values.
I wonder if that's in shot, our values.
Doubt it.
Which is your favourite of our values?
Well, stay hungry that's sort of, it kind of sums me up. That it doesn't matter what you're going through, what's happened in your life. Stay on target, stay hungry, always want it. And I used to think I was over
target.
Yeah, that's what came into my head as well, you weirdo.
Is that where Porkins dies?
Yeah.
Very sad.
But I used to think I was over competitive. Like how I guess in schools now, everyone gets a gold medal whether they come first or eighth. When I was at school, if I didn't come first, I felt like I'd come last, and I'd beat myself up terrible. And I used to love winning. I didn't like the fact that other people had lost, but I loved winning. And that isn't a trait that's celebrated in British culture at all. If success is frowned upon in British culture, sometimes you meet a lot of people that.
I'm cold now. Just saying.
Good.
I'll zip up my.
I am about to fill the podcast with hot air. And so I found that really difficult when I became an adult, because you're basically told to tone it down. Go in on yourself a bit. It's not humble to want to win. I think that's bollocks. I think wanting to win is admirable, as long as you're not boasting about the fact that you won. And that's, that's a long answer. What's your favourite value?
Well, no, I mean, if you, I don't know, let's say you're the wheezy lad at the back that comes in last at the 100 metres. That's okay, because you're probably going to be like, let's be really generous now, just say you're probably really good at chess or maths.
You can read a book quicker than me.
So everyone will have those skills, because Simon Sinek talks about this a lot. If everything is applauded, when you get out there into the real world, and I don't know, so it's your first job, and your work is not at the level it needs to be, believe me, you're not going to get a prize for that. You'll probably get the sack, or at least some kind of warning. And if that is like a bolt out of the blue for you, for you can't tell me that. I tried hard. Well, that's admirable. You've all got to try hard, but at some point you've got to fucking do your job, or it's not the right job for you. And sometimes I think that might be a bit of a shock for some people, because all the way through their life, been told, that's okay that you've come last at this or whatever, and accordingly, maybe those people they're not celebrated for what they do come first at either. I don't know. It's weird, because sometimes maybe that attention is given the wrong way, whether that's teachers, parents, guardians, whatever, and it's hard, because we've all been there in that first job, and there's always going to be a bit of fear in there.
Yeah, and I think it can go the other way too. If you're kind of used to being the best and it comes naturally to you, and you go into a job and suddenly you're not top dog anymore.
Big fish in a little pond.
You can start saying things like, I think we should do this. It's like, hang on, rookie. No one gives a shit what you think. And, I mean, it doesn't sound like a nice working environment, but you've got to have this balance where if you've got a hungry attitude, if you come into any business, any school, any role, and it's clear, even if you're the wheezy guy that's going to come 8th in the 100 metres, if you're hungry to improve on yourself every time, nobody there is going to laugh at you for coming last. They'll be like, well, bloody hell, you knocked half a second off your time in the space of 6 months. That's amazing progress.
I do want to talk about my favourite Codebreak value now, because that is the best, isn't it? Stay hungry.
You like own your shit, surely.
I do like that one. Ownership. Well, what do you mean it's my fault? You can't say that to me. Teflon. Talk about that a lot, don't we? Own your shit. Take ownership. If you've done something great, take the plaudits. If you've done something wrong, apologise and take it on the chin. Don't try and pass the buck.
I listened to a podcast about that this morning.
Who's that?
Gary V.
Okay.
I was walking the dog, and he was saying that micromanagement is bad, but managing the micro elements of your business is important. So what he was saying is most business owners, if they've got a successful business, will take the plaudits, and behind the scenes they'll sit and they'll talk about all the things that are wrong in the business, but they don't do anything about them. And so the point he was making is, take ownership. You want the plaudits of having, let's say, Andy and Joel, you want the plaudits of having Codebreak, a growing marketing company. But if you've got a hole in your boat, that's equally as much your responsibility as it is to have the plaudits. So fix the hole in your boat. And I think for business owners, that's a really important mindset shift, that you'd like to think that you can delegate all the tasks and get the right managers in place and all that thing. But ultimately, responsibility is always with you, even if you're just the owner. Ultimately, the responsibility is with you. If you're the owner of BP and they drill through a coral reef, guess who the media is coming after? It isn't the manager or the Perkins on his desk. It's going to be the owners or the board. And that ownership mentality, some people are brilliant at it, but there's an awful lot of businesses and people out there that, oh, it's all right, someone else will fix it.
So Uncle Ben was right all those years ago.
Not the rice one. You're talking about Spider-Man's uncle.
Did Stan Lee actually write that line?
With great power comes great responsibility. Is
Whoever
it in the comic, that line?
I presume so.
It's in the film.
It must be the most famous line from Spider-Man.
I've watched that many superhero shows that use that line as a cheeky reference. That surely...
Because we do find that a lot of people, they want one but not the other. They want the power, they want the kudos, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with that. When something goes wrong, oh, it wasn't me, Governor. Oh, nothing to do with me, it was so-and-so. No. You've got to take what's good in your company, what's bad in your company. Because only then, when you take responsibility, can you actually do something about it, whether that's maximising something good that's happened and turning it into a good marketing opportunity, or something bad that's happened. You think, right, I need to fix this so I can continue to help people better.
Yeah, I mean, a trait in our business is we really struggle. You and I personally, not the team, they love a celebration, but you and I personally really struggle to celebrate the wins. We take them for granted because that's what we told people we were going to do. And the problem that we personally have is that we'll focus so much on all the negatives when, even lately, we've had some fantastic wins, but all of our focus and attention is on ironing out the problems. And you need that balance. But a strong way to keep yourself humble is, it doesn't matter how successful your business is, there's always areas to improve. There's always things you can make better.
My eldest daughter's like that. I wonder if it is something... I don't like saying anything about genes. It sounds like you're just trying to pass off the blame, which is entirely not the point here, the opposite. But Maddie will do 9 things well and 1 thing wrong, and she'll focus on that one thing. Whereas Holly is totally the opposite. She could do 9 things badly and 1 thing well. She'll look at that one good thing, and I suppose you do need a combination of the two.
Yeah.
Because we've had some massive wins. The book, how hard it was to get the book done, and then we did it, and it's great. We're sort of already on to book 2, and then recruiting for the business, and
like you and I haven't even shared a drink to sort of celebrate the success of the book.
Yeah, I don't drink anymore. So I don't want to go out now.
But
just sit there looking miserable in the corner. This is fun, isn't it?
But we're too busy we're straight on to the next thing, good or bad. And I mean, I wouldn't change it, but it's about balance.
I think the pandemic, I think, because there's, even though we've given up the booze now, we do, let's say, going out for dinner or going out for lunch. We couldn't even do that. And that's probably how to celebrate it. Right, Joel, come on. Me, you, Hannah and Emma.
Oh, the girls are coming.
Let's go out. They don't have to. Let's go out for dinner. But yeah, it's something we're always doing our best to address. Like I say, we've had a couple of really big client wins recently, and that's great. Let's make sure we onboard them properly. Let's look after them. Let's make sure we carry on looking after our other clients. But it's all right. Let's do something else. And maybe that's something just never get the balance on. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tricky. It's definitely tricky.
Because sometimes we talk about switching off. Can you switch off? Do you want to switch off? If someone said, right, tell you what, I'll give you 10 million quid for Codebreak right now, 5 million each. Well, actually, sort of 7 for me, 3 for you. What would you do? Would you just switch off and just retire and do nothing? Me and you, I think we'd probably last a week before.
Definitely.
Right, going crazy now.
Someone said something really clever to me. I can't remember who told me the other day.
Wasn't me then.
No, you're all right. So, because you and I are both guilty of this, if we enjoy doing something, we keep doing it. So, and there's loads of examples lately of you and I messaging each other at weekends. Starts off as a casual chat, always ends up on work chat. We cannot just talk about normal shit. But
I've got no interest in football, so can't talk to you about that.
Oh, I know who it was. So I'm doing a bit of work on myself at the moment, and one of the coaches I'm working with said, even if you don't think you need a rest, force yourself to have rest days. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, because before you've realised you've burnt yourself out, or before you've realised you've knackered yourself out, you've already done it. And so by enforcing those rest days, much like you'd enforce a gym day, you'd enforce whatever else you have in your routine, enforce the rest. And that really struck with me because I am shit at that. And you're pretty shit at that too. So
try to get better. Say weekend, Saturday morning it's kids' tennis lessons and I do the gym. Saturday afternoon, I really will try to have some downtime.
Evan told me you watch train programs.
I watch Michael Portillo's Train Journey sometimes with the Week magazine. But then it's like, I just get the laptop, I just check this, I just check that. But as long as, suppose, if it's work stuff that is moving the business forward, I love it. I'll only get pissed off with myself if I'm spending time off the clock, evenings, weekends, doing work stuff that I know I shouldn't be doing. That's what really bothers me. But to actually switch, like quite a few of my friends work in the public sector, and quite a few of them, they're employed, and so when they have a day off, they literally don't do any work. So I say, well, okay, Rob, what did you do on? You took a day off yesterday. Oh, I just did some Xbox. I watched some telly. I just sat about for a bit. I'm like, what a fucking waste.
Yeah, I've never...
Not judging him for doing that. I just thought, oh my God.
I've never really got that. I've never really got that. I find that really difficult. Like, even a weekend. I hate getting to the end of a weekend and feeling like I've done nothing. And, everyone has one. But I hate those. Like, even if you've mowed the lawn, cleaned the car, at least you've achieved something. Where I know next year, after the sort of the 2 years everyone's gone through, I know next year Hannah's going to want a big holiday. That's fine.
What, like 2-3 days or something?
That's
You're taking her to Tenby soon, aren't you?
Yeah, she can't wait. Actually, there's a walrus there at the moment, so she's really excited. But that's another story entirely. I know 2 weeks in some far-flung location.
2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm going to really struggle with that. But it's not just about me. And if I can make sure that I exercise in that time, I do some meditation in that time, I do some breathing, make sure I'm being present, taking it in, it will be good for me. But I actually fear that kind of time.
So you're not going to do 2 weeks like lying on a sunbed?
No, because I can't do that.
No, not about Hannah.
Oh, she couldn't do that either. She's
Right,
always off on adventures. Yeah,
right, okay. Yeah, because I remember when you went on a family holiday to Turkey, 2013. Because I got the year before we went to Wales and it peed down all week. So I said, right, never holiday in this country again. Where isn't going to rain in July? So we went to Turkey, and of course it was like 45 degrees. It was so hot you couldn't move. But there were some Brits we met out there. And it's like, how long are you here for? Oh, here for 2 weeks. I'm like, well, because it's so hot, the inclination is to do nothing. So I can lie by pool and play with the kids and maybe go out for dinner, but that's about as much exertion as possible. Are you going to do that for 2 weeks? And they were like, yeah, we're just going to lie by the pool for 2 weeks. I was like, oh my God, I go bored out of my mind. And again, it's everyone's different. But it's like, if we go to, I said to the girls, if we go on a 2 week holiday, the deal has to be, we do 1 day by the pool, 1 day doing something. 1 day by the pool, 1 day doing something. And they're okay with that. Because I thought, just can't lie about for 2 weeks.
Right. What's this got to do with organic content?
Shit. God, we haven't talked about that for about
15 minutes. I am watching the clock. So, I guess the takeaway from this podcast is whether you're on holiday, whether you're in the office, whether you're driving to clients, there's always ways to produce organic content, and there's always ways to repurpose a situation.
Nice comeback.
I like that.
I totally lost where we were.
Don't know how I did that, but it's all off the cuff. And if you're not repurposing those situations, you're missing a trick, because that organic content can back up all your paid work, your funnel, your PR. It could back up the messaging that you might be saying in your sales meetings. And that's really, really important as a part of your marketing mix. And no, it's not the 80%, but it is part of the 20%. And that's kind of the point we're making.
Yeah. When someone gets to your organic content, is that organic content going to make them more or less likely to buy off you? And if it's less, you need to do something about it.
Nice one.